Hello friends, let's take a look at the schedule for India's tour down under 2020-2021. As you all know that the Team India is currently practicing in Australia, going through their quarantine rituals, and they have started practicing, and we have heard that the Team Kohli versus Team KL Rahul match had happened just to get them acclimatized to the Australian conditions. As you all know, this has been the best series so far as the stats are concerned and the history is concerned between the two teams. And this is going to be a full tour where India will be playing the ODIs, T20s, and the Test matches. Starting with the ODIs from 27 to 2nd of December. Then India will be kicking off the T20 leg of the tournament starting at the Manuka Oval on the December 4th, and then we will go back to the business, which are the Test matches, including which is starting with a day-night test at the Adelaide Oval on the 17th of December. This series has been in news because we have heard that Virat Kohli will be leaving Australia post the day-night test in Adelaide Oval, uh, uh, and he'll be accompanying his family because we all know that he will be becoming father in January. So this is going to be an exciting tournament, and just 2 days left for the ODI leg to start. If we take a look at the head-to-head stats between the two teams, then Australia has clearly at the front as far as the two longer formats of the game are concerned, whereas in the shortest format, India has been the dominant force. If we take a look at the test matches, then among 98 test matches, Australia has won 42, India has won 28, 27 of them were drawn, with one tight test which was in Chennai in 1985-86. As far as the ODIs are concerned, then out of 140 matches, the 78 matches are won by Australian team and 52 were won by the Indian team. 10 of them were cancelled due to no result. Mostly after MS Dhoni took over the captaincy of India, India looked dominant and they have given a good fight against the Australians. If we take a look at the T20Is, then out of 20 games, India has won 11 and Australia has won 8. And one game was cancelled due to no results. So, all in all, it is going to be an exciting series to look for. Uh, if we take a look at the iconic moments between the two teams, so in 1947, these two teams met for the first time, and in that series, the iconic moment was the first mankad happened between India and Australia, where the Bill Brown, who was the opening batsman of the Australian team, he was mankaded by whom? Vinu Mankad. Uh, uh, in 1959, India tested their first victory against the mighty Aussies, where Jesu Patel has taken 14 wickets, 9 wickets in one inning and 5 wickets in the next, to bring India to the victory. 1967-68, Mansoor Ali Khan Patodi's masterclass paved India to a fantastic game. He literally played with one eye and one leg because he was he was struggling with an hamstring injury, and we all know that he had a disability to one of the eyes, and he could see by only one eye. So it was a pure masterclass from Mansoor Ali Khan, who scored 85 in first innings and 75 in next. In 1981, Gavaskar and Kapil just led India to a greatest victory ever, having defending 143 in the last innings. Australia were bowled out for 83. There were many such moments, like in 1985, there was a tight test in Chennai, but from 1996 and 98, the series had gone the name of the two great batsmen, Sunil Gavaskar and Alan Border, and since then it is known as the Border Gavaskar Trophy. So there were quite a few iconic test series. I'll go with 1999, which was a nightmare series for the Indians because Australians clearly dominated India and won 5-0. But then in 2001, it looked like Australians were dominant, but then the two champions from India, VVS Lakshman and Rahul Dravid, They single-handedly won the game and got the game from Aussie's grasp, where they scored 280 runs in a single day without losing a wicket. And since then, India have been the dominant. Next series, India traveled to Australia and they managed to draw, but having won their previous series, they retained the Border Gavaskar Trophy. 2007 series was a Monkey Gate saga. It was not a good scene over there. There were quite a few controversies, but again, that was a memorable summer down under for India, because India won the Perth Test after 28 years, and they managed to win the Commonwealth Bank Series under the captaincy of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So, and in 2018, last time when Indian team went to Australia, Indian team first time won a test series in Australia 2-1, where they won the two games, one at Perth and second one they won at they won at Melbourne, and they won at Adelaide, and second game they won in Sydney. So that was how the series went, and these are the few iconic moments. In 2004, I would like to mention that was the great innings from the from the master Sachin Tendulkar, who scored 241 without scoring a single cover drive in his inning, and that was sheer class. So there were quite a few moments in this series, and we will expect some similar moments to happen in the coming series, and it is going to be a jam-packed series down under this summer. So this is the Team India for the series against Australia. ODI team looks settled. Only notable exclusion is Rohit Sharma, who is out due to an injury. And because of his absence, KL Rahul has been given the vice captaincy. We see Shubman Gill, selectors have kept the faith in Shubman Gill, and it is relatively similar team that played in New Zealand last year. If we take a look at the T20 team, then we can see T. Natarajan, who is going to be the debutant in this series. He impressed everyone with his impressive bowling in recently concluded IPL. He was not the part of the squad primarily, but Varun Chakravarti, who injured his shoulder, paved way for T. Natarajan's inclusion. Similarly, in this series, in T20s as well, KL Rahul will be the vice captain and Virat Kohli will be the captain. If you take a look at the test team, then the big inclusion is Mohammad Siraj, who is going to be the debutant for India. Virat Kohli will captain in the first test, and the next three matches we don't know yet who will be the captain, but most likely it should be Ajinkya Rahane who is going to be the vice captain. There are two players who are not yet sure of joining the test team. They have been added into the squad, but they are subject to fitness. So Rohit Sharma and Ishant Sharma, if they are fit, they will travel and play the test series. Let's take a look at the Australian team. It's again their settled side. We can see some fresh names in the side like Daniel Sams. Then they have brought in Sean Abbott after so many years of good Sheffield Shield and Australian domestic season. Sean Abbott finally can make his team win on his own with an impressive performance. Again, Michael Neser is also one of the notable inclusions in the test team. Will Pucovski and and Mitchell Swepson are the two new entrants into the side. We have to see who plays, but I guess they will go ahead with the settled lineup because they have been winning of late. So this is the Australian team. So if you take a look at the records that has gone by, then in ODIs, if you take a look, then the most runs have been scored by the great man Sachin Tendulkar, who has played 71 games, scoring 3,077 runs with his highest score of 175. Most wickets were in the name of Brett Lee, which is no surprise. In 32 games, he has taken 55 wickets. Highest score is in the name of Rohit Sharma, who scored 209 at the Bengaluru Stadium in 2013. Highest total again India 383 for 6. If we take a look at the test matches again, Sachin Tendulkar is leading the pack with 3,630 runs with the highest of 241. Most wickets are in the name of Anil Kumble, who is leading by a big margin. In 20 games, he has taken 111 wickets. Highest score was in the name of Michael Clark, who has 329 not out. And the highest total is by Team India, 705 for 7 declared at the iconic Sydney Test in 2004. If we take a look at the T20Is, then the most runs are in the name of Virat Kohli, who is again the highest run scorer in the T20 cricket for now. In 16 games, he has scored 584 runs with an highest of 90 not out. And his average is impressive. He's scoring runs with 65 plus average. Most wickets are in the name of Jasprit Bumrah, who has 15 wickets. Highest score has been Shane Watson, who has scored 124, and the highest total for was by Team India 202 in Rajkot. So Team India will be playing their first international game after a gap of 300 days, which is close to 10 months, and it will be interesting to see how they come up and how they come up with their plans and win the tournament. As said by Michael Clark, if India cannot put pressure on Australia, they might lose the three series. But we know these Aussies have been the same. We know how good Team India is, and I'm sure they are going to play good cricket down under this summer. So, as you know, we are the cricket expert. You have been following us during the IPL season. These are the links that you should follow. That you can you can go onto these links on the YouTube, Facebook, and Telegram, and just join us and be ready for an exciting season. So stay tuned. We will have some exciting things coming on with this India's tour of Australia, and then India hosting England. So there is an exciting summer coming for. Stay tuned for more and more.